Alright, well, I'm officially sick to death of the audio scratches and stuff on the other camera, so I'm going back to the first one, my iPod Nano camera. And that's actually a higher quality camera, but, the only problem is I have no way of seeing where I am on screen. There's no playback screen or anything, so, yeah, if I suddenly jump to a completely different part of the screen the next time the video cuts, well, that's the reason. So, okay, this episode, Daring Do returns, of course. Her new book is coming out in 4 months, and Rainbow Dash is over the moon, just like running around, asking everyone if they're excited, and reciting the adventure she's hoping Daring Do is gonna have. So, okay, finally though, when they're all at this random party thrown by Pinkie Pie that she almost missed because she was too busy being a fan of Daring Do, I guess. Twilight tells her that the new book has been pushed back a couple of months with no explanation, and so yeah, Rainbow Dash can't take that. As Fluttershy was noting, Rainbow Dash doesn't look like she's gonna last even four more months, so yeah, now she's really in trouble. But okay, so she suggests something kind of awkward, that they should go to the author's house, author A.K. Yearling, and ask her if she needs any help with her chores and whatnot, just anything to move the book along a little faster. So Twilight points out the very obvious need to respect someone's privacy, but Rainbow Dash points out that she can always just say no, so that's good enough to convince everyone to go with her to check on A.K. Yearling, to just ask. But alright, so they have a big trip there on an Indiana Jones style map, which it turns out Pinkie Pie is coloring in as they go, just leading them, drawing a big red line as they do that. And I don't think that's the first time that joke has been used, but at least they didn't play it up too much, so yeah, it was kind of amusing still. But alright, so they find her in this remote part of the woods, I guess, just if she likes her privacy and whatnot, but her house has been trashed, she is nowhere to be found. They start searching for her, and then she comes back, finds them in the wreckage, starts, after they tell her that they didn't do this, she loses all interest in them and starts mysteriously searching for something. And so yeah, while Rainbow Dash tries to ask her about the book, she's not even paying attention. Twilight finally drags Rainbow Dash outside and tells her that, okay, you need to respect other ponies' privacies, at which point Pinkie Pie interjects, you should tell them that. And they look up, they see a bunch of henchmen ponies breaking it. Henchmen, but no, I think they did actually say hench ponies here. They covered that name gap. But okay, so yeah, they break in, they surround A.K. Yearling, who throws off her frumpy A.K. Yearling clothes and reveals that she's actually Daring Do. Daring Do is real now, which, so everybody should be very grateful that Rainbow Dash is not a World War Z fan. But, okay, but yeah, that of course is a reference to, pushing the Indiana Jones thing even further, how he's actually a professor in everyday life, just a professor in a tweed outfit, and an archaeologist who uses his adventures as Indiana Jones to write stuff on archaeology, or to help to learn stuff about archaeology. So, okay, but then he's also an action hero in his spare time. But okay, so they all want the ring, that this giant hoop that Daring Do has. They start fighting her for it, and they manage to get it away from her though, and injuring her leg or whatnot, which is completely healed later. But whatever. So okay, they get away with it. They the main guy, he says that he's gonna sell it to the bad guy from the last Daring Do story, Aoizotl, who is going to use it as part of his ancient treasure collection or whatever that he needs to power his, doomsday device. Well, it's part of an ancient legend, I guess, how these Indiana Jones stories work, where he's going to unleash hundreds of years of sweltering heat on the land. So, okay, but this guy doesn't care about any of that. He just cares about getting paid for it and taking off. And then the others, after they get away, realize that they should probably come and do something. And 3, 4 henchmen there. I think the others probably could have handled that, but no, they wait till they're gone, run in to help Daring Do up, and but she says she doesn't want their help. She braces her legs, says that she works alone, and just gruffly departs. And then as Rainbow Dash is about to chase after her because she totally wants to see the Daring Do adventure, Twilight tells her that okay, I think we might be a little in over our heads here. We should go back to stopping reality-altering villains and Lords of Darkness and that kind of thing. Leave the funny-shaped guy with eyeballs in his nose and a hand for a tail. Yeah, that's clearly too much for us. But okay, so anyway, Rainbow Dash doesn't even flies right off, all excited. But then when she catches up to Daring Do, her excitement starts to get the better of her. She realizes that, okay, yeah, this is the Daring Do that she's trying to go help. So when they run into each other, Daring Do actually tackles her from a hiding spot, and then realizes it's just, Rainbow Dash, just the fangirl that was following her around before, and just kind of tries to put up with her while she goes to sneak up on the villains. And Rainbow Dash is just going full-blown fangirl, doesn't even take it. I mean, just starts asking her questions and being generally annoying, and just, I don't know, whatever they can think of to make her the opposite of helpful. So, okay, but then, Daring Do, she tries to disguise herself and then buy the ring back from the bad guys, who are only selling it to the main bad guy because they want to make a buck. They don't care about his plan, so it almost works. But then the main bad guy, he gets there just before she can get away with it. He intervenes. The henchman bad guy, he just grabs the money and runs, never to be seen again. So he technically gets away here, but well, I don't know, maybe we'll see more of him later. But okay, so he sends the cats that before they just seemed like they were in the last Daring Do episode. They just seemed like they were wild animals before, but I guess now they work for Aoizotl. So Daring Do has to fight lions and panthers. Or actually, I don't think there was a lion. Just a tiger and okay, you get it. So anyway, it's about an even match. Daring Do is a match for more than a match for any one of them, but there's 4 or so, and Rainbow Dash tries to intervene again when she drops her hat, but instead she just gets herself noticed by Aoizotl, who grabs her and with his tail hand, and that's all it takes to Rainbow Dash, who can break the sound barrier in an instant. That's all it takes to make her totally helpless, no problem. And okay, but he tosses her aside. Daring Do tells her to not try helping anymore. You've done enough, thanks. As she's captured, because to get Aoizotl to put her. Well, she didn't actually. They didn't even get to the trade-off there. She just stood still for a moment, and that's all it took for the cats to jump on her and capture her. So, okay, then Rainbow Dash feels like she's failed, and the other friends catch up, and I mean, doesn't seem like there's anything they can do to encourage her. They're just like, come on, that's not the Rainbow Dash we know. And Rainbow Dash is like, it's because I know better now. But so finally, though, Twilight pulls out the moral line. What does she say? It's fine to look up to Daring Do, but you've placed her so high up on a pedestal you can't even see your own worth anymore. We wouldn't be who we are if we didn't help out here, because that's clearly what needs to happen. So, okay, you with us or not? And well, we don't see what happened. We just cut to Daring Do, strapped, bolted to a wall or whatever. She in a rising moat full of piranhas that Aoizotl's going to leave her in as he goes to complete his evil plan. As Dr. Evil would say, an easily escapable scenario. But, well, not entirely, though, because you can't break these bonds. If you try, what happens first is the concrete blocks they're attached to slide out of the wall, and then even though she can fly, that's still 4 concrete blocks attached to each limb. She probably couldn't get away with all 4 of those. So, but she tries anyway, pries herself loose. She gets the last one out, and it seems like she's just stuck like completely neutral in midair for a second, and then but then just then Rainbow Dash swoops down, makes the save, manages to pull her to safety, and Daring Do first is a little bewildered and then dismissive, but I mean, Rainbow Dash is, right back to herself again. She, doesn't take anything. Like, Daring Do's like, wait a minute, what the Rainbow Dash is like, come on, you gotta flap too if we're gonna do this. And then, what else? When she starts trying to brush her off again, Rainbow Dash just, matches her barb for barb, and, what did she say? Yeah, I was just about to escape myself, Of course, I just thought you forgot this. Slides her hat across the floor to her, and, so Rainbow Dash is back, and, they go to, stop Alizodal, and the friends actually break in from the front and take on all of his henchmen, start playing Keep Away with the Ring, a fun little sequence there, and then, meanwhile, Daring Do and Rainbow Dash, they find the tower that he needed to stack all of his rings, because there's more than one ring, and this is just the last one they're fighting for. But he has them all stacked on a tower like that baby toy that the progressively smaller rings all the way up. But if Rainbow Dash and Daring Do can get all of the other ones off while Alizodal is distracted, the temple will collapse. And versus if he can get the last ring on there, then his plan will be complete. The sweltering heat will happen. But goes off pretty much without a hitch. They don't even notice Rainbow Dash and Daring Do until they've almost got the last ring off, and then he makes a grab for them, but they manage to get away. And now Daring Do is grateful for Rainbow Dash's help. Rainbow Dash still going a little bit fangirl, but is able to, I guess, just connect with Daring Do as a fellow adventurer this time. So, Daring Do flies off to write the last book, and then a couple months later, Rainbow Dash gets it, and she's on the cover, so she's over the moon. But so this episode, more than one. I will mention when there's more than one comment expressing an extreme opinion here, and this time it seems like there's at least a few people who really don't like this one. But and I mean, assuming I know what they're talking about, I can see kind of where they're coming from. Like, it was kind of an odd choice for Rainbow Dash Daring Do to be real. I mean, that's because this was, she provided a completely different type of story before about, the joys of reading and how action books can be good literature, or also vice versa, how the fact that you read good literature, it can still be exciting and whatnot. But now she provides these just literally Indiana Jones type adventures in the story. But that was definitely taking it in a different direction, but it seemed like they basically did everything they wanted to do with the other story. I mean, and what's left to do with that, just that Rainbow Dash is still a big fan of Daring Do books, still loves to read, goes adventure crazy. That hasn't really been changed, so there is now, I think, definitely room for this story to come in. And I mean, like I said, they do it is kind of tied into how the actual Indiana Jones stories work. But so kind of odd, but I can roll with it. And the thing is that said, how does it hold up as just an actual episode? In theory, it sounds great. Sounds rock solid. Rainbow Dash comes across who we've well established is her hero, and tries to go on an adventure with her, and then gets too into being a fangirl, and and gets cold feet around her, gets nervous, slips up, and then but with Twilight, who's now the princess, the great leader and whatnot, manages to encourage her, manages to bring her back, and then she shows Daring Do who she's really dealing with, and helps save the day in this great adventure that's now even better because it has both of them in it. But that sounds rock solid, but the execution, I think, not far from perfect. Like, the stuff, I mean, actually what you'd think would be kind of odd here, all of the other friends being in this story, they're incorporated just fine. Like, all the segments with them are a lot of fun. Pinkie Pie is funny in this episode. Fluttershy has a lot of funny moments in this episode where she's trying as hard as she can to humor Rainbow Dash when she doesn't even know why Rainbow Dash is going fangirl over the Daring Do books and stuff. So, okay, that was fun and all. And then, yeah, the friends, they kind of, they don't make it stand out too much that they're only in the picture at these odd intervals. Like, they managed to keep it between Rainbow Dash and Daring Do fairly well. So, okay, that was okay. But, yeah, the part that doesn't hold up, like the first half with Rainbow Dash just going fangirl here and, yeah, driving herself into the ground. I mean, because that can be very understandable. I mean, a lot of people get cold feet around, these figures they consider very impressive, that would be very identifiable, and I mean, we've seen Rainbow Dash get cold feet before and be, again, very identifiable, very cute, very understandable while doing it, but, okay, this time around, it's just kind of awkward. I mean, and it really, yeah, first there's the suggestion that they should go pressure Daring Do, a.k.a. Yearling, to speed up the novel, and I mean, and then Twilight points out what's wrong with that, and that is legitimately wrong with that, and it's like they're just saying, well, yeah, but I mean, still they're going to, no, still they need to figure out why they should not be listening to Twilight here. That is kind of awkward to show up at somebody's house. Like, hey, I can do your chores for you if you'll write that book faster, but, alright, so, and, the other thing, I mean, I can see what they're going for, that Rainbow Dash is just going, it's like over the top, she just can't help herself, and I mean, when she's talking to Fluttershy and stuff, they get that across, how she just can't help herself, how into this she is, but I mean, I guess the reason it wasn't very funny to me is just they try to stem it completely in her narcissism, like, you know, it's not, she just sounds so anxious for it that, yeah, she just has to try, she just can't help herself. I mean, they try to play it up like, oh, isn't that Rainbow Dash so selfish, such a narcissist? Like, they ever say just very deliberate lines like, okay, no, she needs to spend her every waking, breathing second writing this book, or else fans like me won't get to read it. And then even when, yeah, A.K. Yearling's running around looking for this ring, she's still kind of trying to force herself on her, just like, come on, chop, we gotta move this novel along. I mean, so yeah, just, I mean, it's like they do that knowing that it's supposed to be obnoxious, but that's a little bit of the problem, like, that doesn't come across, I mean, because, yeah, Rainbow Dash is not just a gimmick as the obnoxious one, that usually her best work is when, even when she is obnoxious, we get to see the other sides of her character too, somewhat on display, which is what makes it three-dimensional, which is why they say dimensional, that's the key, dimensions. It's not, if it's just a gimmick, it's less dimensional, and I mean, and it's forced also is the key problem, because I mean, again, you can play up traits at the proper place and time, but I mean, you know, it has to be tied into something. I mean, there has to be a setup and a punchline, like I always say, so it's a joke, and I mean, an actual joke, and here it's just like, the joke is, don't you remember how obnoxious she is, which I think is self-defeating. But, okay, enough about that. Like, I guess more importantly, though, when she tries to help Daring Do, it's kinda, well, yeah, it's not, okay, yeah, Rainbow Dash is just so nervous and excited, and I mean, she's really trying, but, you know, it's just getting the best of her, because, I mean, you would probably, if that were the case, then you would get the effect they were going for, that, okay, she did kind of screw up, but I mean, you really feel bad for her here after Daring Do gets captured, and I mean, you really want to see, yeah, no, that's not all there is to it. You know Rainbow Dash is more than capable than that, so come on, you can get up, you can go for round two. No, it's, instead what it is when she's trying to help Daring Do is, again, the played up sort of thing, the, isn't she, like, look at how big a fangirl Rainbow Dash is, it's just cranked up to 11, isn't that so? But, okay, again, kind of annoying, but, alright, so, that, I mean, that doesn't, especially since, yeah, when she actually screws up, all Alizodal has to do is put his hand around her, and she's helpless, like, she doesn't even try anything. I mean, we don't get the sense of how this is overwhelming for her. The episode just kind of tells us that it is, that, she, well, yeah, he has her hand around her, which means she can't do anything. Yeah, Rainbow Dash, who can smash through a barn, and, yeah, to smash that to pieces, that's, I don't know, it just didn't, I mean, it seemed like they were just kind of trying to brush over that as fast as they could so you wouldn't question it, instead of trying to find a way to play it out so that that really feels like what would happen. So, okay, didn't buy it so much, but, okay. But finally, though, where it does get to, okay, Twilight says some legitimately good points, some stuff that should be encouraging, stuff that, does sort of get you into, does feel like it hits Rainbow Dash's mindset on the nose, and, yeah, it does provide a good reason why she shouldn't be feeling this way. She should get up, get right back in there, and that's exactly what she does. I mean, so very satisfying to see that, and very, very satisfying to see how she does it, because, I mean, it's like, yeah, I've been waiting this whole episode for Rainbow Dash to act like herself, and she finally starts when she rescues Daring Do, and then, yeah, she, finally, too, you see she's got her confidence back, like Daring Do tries to put her down again, and she's not having any. She's, like, just as witty, gives it back to her just as much, so yeah, very satisfying, very fun to see, but, once again, it's not perfect, because, okay, this is the big comeback, this is the big payoff, and, yeah, what do we get? Taking rings off a pole. The friends sort of had a more high-intensity plot line than that, or scene than that, with dealing with all of the henchmen, with lots of pretty slick animation, just, the choreography and stuff, how they keep the ring away, that was very well done, very creative. So, okay, all of that, and Rainbow Dash and Daring Do get to pick the rings up off the pole and not do anything afterward, not like, have a big climactic face-off afterwards. It's just, they get to be off to the side and doing one half of the scene and arguably the less interesting part. So, okay, that's maybe a 6 or a 7 on the awesome scale, and I mean, yeah, a few notches higher and it would have been an absolutely sweet payoff. At this level, it just can't help but be a little bit disappointing. I know you're waiting for me to say it, and yes, it did need to be 20% cooler, so, okay, we got that over with, but, okay, so, for all of this episode, I mean, it's, in theory, just like the setup, it's not one that I'm unhappy to see. I wanted to get behind it in a lot of ways. Like I said, it's kind of awkward at points, kind of underwhelming at other points, but I mean, it still basically delivers it, so, I was satisfied enough, so, yeah, I'd say this episode is okay. I mean, it's, well, a letdown in a few ways, but I mean, it's, still, there is fun to be had here, and I mean, it's something that at least I wanted to see, so I think it's okay, but, I guess I should also point out, though, that it hasn't been the easiest thing to get me to question a Rainbow Dash episode. Like, I mean, unless you count games ponies play, that, yeah, I mean, even Mysterious Mare-do-Well I liked more than this. I thought that was a good episode, and this one, yeah, basically the first one with her definitely in the starring role, I'd say, is just okay. So, even so, like I said, there was an arc, a lot more to get invested in than the last one, so, yeah, I'm still, like I said, I'll stand by okay. But, alright, so the next one is, Flight to the Finish, which, I know I said that, in the last one that, stay tuned, I might get a little more positive here. I did just say okay for this one, but, yeah, just wait. Come back for Flight to the Finish. Trust me on that one. So, in the meantime, take care.